World Champion Atlanta Braves Baseball is presented by Truist. Once again, we join you from our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., where the Braves are rolling. They've won 14 straight in this ballpark against the Nats. They are rolling offensively and hope to continue that with a 4-game sweep here on a beautiful Sunday. Brian Jordan, Peter Moylan, Chip Carey back with you. Partners, here we are, the cusp of the All-Star break. The Braves with 56 wins, just 2.5 games behind the Mets. And, BJ, the offense is really clicking right now.
Well, guys, if you'd have told me back in April or May this offense was that good, I would say you are crazy. But since June 1st, this offense has been the best offense in the league. Look at the home runs. 147 home runs makes them second best in Major League Baseball, first in the National League. And how about that? The end result, 6 All-Stars, 5 of them being offensive. But speaking of pitching, they've been just as good.
It's hard for me to narrow down what's been the best, but I think it's the emergence of Kyle Wright and honestly Spencer Strider. When they came and solidified that rotation, we really started to roll. And I cannot leave here without mentioning those bullpen guys. Not the names you used to hearing, but they have picked up right where we left off last year.
And who better to complete a 4-game series sweep than Spencer Strider, who, oh, by the way, had a 1-hit, 11-inning strikeout performance earlier this year against the Washington Nationals. Indeed, Atlanta is striding into the All-Star break. They are flying high. They go for a 4-game sweep and 15 straight at Nationals Park. Lineups, first pitch, and Paul Bird will join us after the break here in Washington. Game 6 All-Star selections, and look, it's just a wonderful cap on what took place last year for the Braves with the World Championship, not just for the players, BJ and Peter, but for this Braves coaching staff led by Brian Snitker. The traveling party is going to head to LA right after this ball game, and we're so proud of what they have represented for Braves baseball, not just this year, but last year too, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's the icing on the cake, especially for Brian Snitker to win the championship now, be the manager of his first All-Star game. It's you know, it's look at that, 5 firsts.
I was just about to say that. How
in
cool
the
is
All-Star.
it?
That is so cool, man, and you know, well deserved.
Yeah, Travis d'Arnaud's worked so long. All those guys. Obviously, it's a dream for everybody to make the All-Star game. You said it, Beej. You make the All-Star game. It sort of makes everything worthwhile.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. back in the lineup today. He led all National League vote getters for the All-Star game. He'll start in the outfield in Los Angeles in a couple of days. He bats first on this booming Toyota starting lineup for the Braves. Matt Olson's had a great series with 2 homers, 7 RBIs against the Nationals. Adam Duvall, William Contreras, another All-Star, and Michael Harris. He too has come to life in the last couple of games. It figures to be a bullpen game for the Nationals. Erasmo Ramirez, whom we've already seen in this series in relief, makes his second start. Ironically, both of them now will come against the Braves this year.
Bullpen game for them. We're going to come out with probably 7 pitches today, so we need to score early. Make sure we can get on top, get on the scoreboard early, let them relax, let Strider relax, get into the All-Star break in the right fashion.
And look, everybody's thinking about the break. That's natural. It's been a long grind for Major League clubs. The Braves have played 93 games, BJ, but you can't let this one slip away. To avoid that, what are your 4 keys for Braves victory in Game 4?
Offensively, leave with the bang. We've been playing awesome here in Washington, going for our 14th in a row. And then for Strider, finish strong. He has been so good. This is a great opportunity to bounce back from a game that he probably want to forget about. So just as Fried did yesterday, be efficient and attack and go out with a win.
Braves have won 9 straight games overall against the Nationals. They've hit 27 home runs and are averaging over 7 runs a game against this battered Nationals pitching staff in that stretch. And Erasmo Ramirez, a former starter with Seattle, gets underway with a foul ball. And Game 4 on a beautiful Sunday in Washington is underway. We're glad you're with us all across Braves country. It's an 86-degree cloudy day here at Nationals Park.
And guys, in our open, we talked about the offensive numbers. 7 guys, 10+ home runs already. And you got Acuna with 8 and Michael Harris with 8. I expect those guys to be there very soon.
Little tapper hit toward third. Tough play. Long throw. And they just did get Acuna. And Adrianza has the start at the hot corner. And Ronald, the Braves DH, rolls out for out number 1.
Excellent play for the former Brave, Adrianza.
So here's Dansby off to the All-Star game. 72 hits for Swanson since May 23rd. 21 multi-hit games since that date. You talk about a man's season turning on a dime. It has exactly happened that way for Dansby Swanson. He was batting .291 on the year with 20 doubles.
Look, he's on pace for a 30 home run year in my eyes and 100 RBIs. 53 already.
Ramirez winds, and his first is in for a strike.
Yeah, the argument can be made that he's not going to stay this hot for the rest of the year, but when you talk about the consistency that he's now found, why not?
Exactly. I mean, this is something that we talked about Dansby being so streaky, but this year it's a different Dansby. He's so consistent.
Well, and it's not coincidental. When he got hot, this Braves team started to get hot. Remember, Atlanta really has been rolling since June the 1st. It's not just a recent phenomenon for the Braves, who are 33-10 since June the 1st. We mentioned Dansby's hot streak began on May 23rd. Not only how he's hitting, but where he's hitting in the lineup. He's really solidified that 2 spot, and he shoots one the other way for a 1-out hit. Right field approach has really been the key for Swanson. Rack up hit number 73 since May 23rd.
It has been, and he struggled early in April and May, and he was just pulling off of all pitches. And now you can kind of see him stand on that pitch, breaking away, taking those low curveballs out of the zone right off the end of the bat. But if you have a good approach, you're going to get those hits.
See how long that barrel stayed through the zone there?
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday he takes a double off the right center field wall.
So there's the first base runner of the game. Matt Olson is up, riding a 5-game hitting streak. Matt has 4 homers and 10 RBIs in that stretch. His first half finishing very strong. Matt Olson with 50 extra base hits before the All-Star break. Trying to chase down Ozzie Albies, who had 52 extras in 2018 season's first half. Popped up, just missed it. And at second, Cesar Hernandez will look up into the cloudy skies and struggles a bit, but makes the play. And Olson is out number 2 here in the first inning. And now the hottest hitter for the Braves is coming up, and it's Austin Riley. What a wonderful story for Riley. Found out yesterday he's headed to the All-Star game.
He's been terrific and such a humble player. He just goes out there and gives 110% every day. We kept talking about he deserves to be there, and now he is there. And then he capped it off yesterday, a double home run. Just continues to get better.
27 home runs for Austin Riley before the break. He's hit a couple in this series. And that's in for a strike from Ramirez. Andres Galarraga is the last Brave with 28 homers before the All-Star break. The Big Cat did that in 1998. Right side open for Riley with 2 outs. And Ramirez paints a corner. Sinker 0-2.
Look, as a hitter, man, I used to hate games like this where you know you're facing a bullpen. You really can't get comfortable off one guy. Try to key off of one pitch because next at bat you're going to be facing somebody else.
It's what makes the appeal of a bullpen game so fascinating. Yeah. You just got to have the bullpen to be able to carry it.
And the more you open that bullpen door, the more likely you are to find a guy that doesn't have real good stuff on that day. So there is risk, but there is certainly reward at times. Hopefully for the Braves, they'll be rewarded with a 4-game series sweep.
I think it helps that it's right before the All-Star game. You can, and no DH, you can effectively throw each guy for as long as they can go and then just bring the next guy in. You're not having to wall anybody up for the pinch hitter.
A ball and 2 strikes for Riley. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Erasmo Ramirez has his first strikeout. Figure we'll see a couple of those from Spencer Strider. He's on his way out for the home first inning in Washington. Just got underway here in Washington. First K of the game goes to Erasmo Ramirez. And you figure this Nationals lineup might K a time or two here in Game 4. Cesar Hernandez leads off their Toyota starting 9. You know all about Juan Soto, but the hottest hitter in this series against the Braves has been their cleanup man, first baseman Josh Bell. But the Nats are running into Spencer Strider, who has struck out 110 men in 70 and a third innings this year.
Check out those numbers, 4 and 2 with a 2.56. They speak for themselves. I love the fact that this kid's constantly learning. He goes away from each start and just builds upon, works on it, comes back for the next one.
To your point about constantly learning, Peter, what did Spencer Strider learn from his last start against the Mets, where he gave up just 1 run but had to throw a lot of pitches?
Yeah, I think he learned that you can't just blow it by everybody. He does that for the first time through. He's been doing that the first time through most lineups, but that second time through, he's having to adjust himself and make those adjustments on the fly. It's about a pitching. He's just so intelligent when it comes to changing routines, doing whatever he has to do to get himself locked in.
Well, he's bringing the heat, 98 99 right out of the gate.
How about his last 4 starts, guys? 1-0 with a .79 ERA. Opponents only hit 161 off of him. He has just been incredible.
On the ground, right toward Dansby. Had some funny spin, and the throw to first is in time. And there's your first out. Mentioned Strider started against the Nationals on June 15th. 5 2/3 innings of 1 hit, 11 strikeout ball. In fact, in his 2 appearances, 1 as a starter, 1 as a reliever, 9 innings, 3 runs, 14 strikeouts against Washington. And we'll take more of the same here in Game 4. Here's Keibert Ruiz batting second for the Nationals today.
Spencer has a good fastball working. Last time out, first inning, he was sitting around 96, 97. He hasn't thrown 1 fastball below 99.
And then he drops that on a hitter. That's almost unfair, right, Brian?
It is. It's unfair. 87 miles an hour. That looked like an Ephus pitch after seeing 99, 100.
0-2 count.
I like that he's broke the changeup out very early. Didn't have it until about the 5th or 6th inning. 5th inning last time out when he was in the 5th inning.
Swing and a miss. There's the first strikeout for Spencer Strider. 2 up and 2 men down. How about that sequence?
That's the perfect pitching sequence. Finish him off, go change up low and away, come back with 99. You can't even get your hands in on that pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he set him up so good because now you got his mind saying, oh, he's going to throw me that 87, 88 mile an hour slider, and I can't catch up with that heat. It's a guessing game right now, but especially a young player like Ruiz.
Well, this is going to be a fun matchup all day long. One of the best hitters in the game against a man with one of the best fastballs. Strider versus Soto, and he takes a healthy 100 for strike 1. Wow.
The old get me over hundo.
Soto 4 for 10 in the series. He's reached base in 25 straight games. And did not offer at that. It's an even count.
I thought that was a strike.
So did the Braves dugout. Mark Carlson's hearing it down the third base line.
Throw it again. That was a changeup. I'd like to see him back it up.
Soto's a great fastball hitter. Look how late he was on that. And out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. BJ, I guess it's safe to say there are guys that throw 100 and then there's 100, right?
You're right. I mean, it's not too many guys you can compare him to.
Triple digits up and out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
When you think of a guy like Chapman, you think of Randy Johnson, who can consistently do that.
Almost fooled Soto. Nice try. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The guy that I think of is Nolan Ryan. Strider's not as tall as Nolan, but he has the consistent 98, 99 that Nolan used to have. So 1 shake and back to work. And Soto serves that one softly in the air toward left. And the catch is going to be made by Eddie Rosario, and Strider is through his first inning. He's got a strikeout. We go to the second. No score. The Braves are cruising into the All-Star break with a 56-37 record. If they win today, guys, they'll be 20 over 500 when play resumes on Friday back home in Atlanta. What a remarkable run for the Braves.
It's the kind of round number that just makes sense, though, too, Chip. That's exactly how you want to finish the first half.
And hope for a little help from the Chicago Cubs today. They play the Mets. That game tips off in about a half an hour at Wrigley. The Mets won both ends of a split doubleheader yesterday, and so the Braves start today 2.5 games back in the National League East. Remember, at one point the Braves were 10.5 out. They've shaved 8 games off the lead in 7 weeks. Amazing work. Here's Eddie Rosario in the second. And an even count for the Braves left fielder.
The Cubs are trying to do us a favor. They are playing them tough. They've had their chances, in especially the last 2 games. Mets just too good in the end.
So that's 1-2 one-run games in Chicago yesterday while the Braves were blowing out the Nats again. This one cued back to the hill, and Ramirez to first in time. Rosario is the first out, and Adam Duvall is coming up.
We've seen a lot of cue shots in this series. Guys getting out in front, hitting the ball off the end of their bat.
Ramirez threw 2 innings here the other night, 2 hits and a run against the Braves, so he's back on short rest. We'll see how far he can go here in the series wrap up with Adam Duvall digging in. Adam 4 for 8 in the series. He's got a home run. His average climbing in the right direction. He's up to 213 now. Much more consistent contact for Adam Duvall. Takes a strike. Adams in right field for the Braves today, with Acuna serving as the Braves designated hitter.
I watched Adam early in the season. After almost every at bat, going back watching the iPad. I'll tell you, lately, newborn son, seems like he's changed his approach. See ball, hit ball. He's not so mechanical. And he hit that home run the other day, that high fastball. We were like, wow, how did he do that? But just a perfect example, just letting it go.
I know the Duvall family is looking forward to the All-Star break. New baby at home.
Yep.
And get set for the second half sprint.
Yeah, and talking with Adam, he's like, I can't wait for these 4 days just to spend with the family. Says his 3-year-old is in love with his little brother.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And off the end of the bat, off to the right side, foul. William Contreras will follow Adam Duvall here in a scoreless second inning. Braves have homered in 11 straight games on the road. And are first in the National League with 147 team homers this year. And Duvall tries to add to that total here with the bases empty and 1 out. Ramirez working very deliberately.
doing a good job fouling those pitches off. That pitch before that was about 8 inches off the plate. He's still able to get to that. Then he fouls that one off, moving back into him.
But he's so strong. He's such a good hitter. He can hit those balls out of the zone and hit them a long way, as we saw the other day. That home run was out of the zone, and he crushed it. But that's the hitter he was in the past. And when you start, you know, watching that iPad, what you find guys do, they're so mechanical after that, and they take so many strikes because they're thinking too much. Now it looks like see ball, hit ball, wherever it's thrown, I'm gonna give myself a chance. Right. And that's all you can ask.
Now the 2-2 pitch, and Duvall drives that one high in the air toward right center field. But Robles is going to have enough room to catch that in front of the warning track. Adam flies out to center for the second out, and William Contreras is up.
On that, real quick, what was your BP approach? Did you only want to swing at strikes, or did you try and expand your zone so that you could maybe reach that pitch that was a little off or a little in?
Well, I always had an approach where in batting practice, I tried to get my hands in on everything. I don't care where you threw the ball. You could have threw it off the plate inside. I was working on getting my hands in. Could have thrown it away. But to me, the hardest part of hitting is hitting the ball the other way, and especially with some thump. So you got to practice that every day because the home runs you pull is instinctive. You know, I'm going to react on that inside pitch and just let it go. But when you guys start shaving me off on that outside corner and all of a sudden I'm trying to pull that ball, I mean, you're going to roll over every time. So it starts in practice. And this is one guy right here, Contreras, who does that. That's why his power is the right center field.
11 homers for the Braves all-star kid catcher, who's in harness behind the plate for Atlanta today. He and his brother Wilson are all-stars for the National League. As Ramirez delivers the 0-2 pitch, and strike 3 called. Ends the Braves' second in order. Ramirez has a couple of strikeouts. Josh Bell leads off for the Nationals. We're still scoreless. Spencer Strider is ready for his second inning after retiring the Nationals in order. 1-2-3 in the first inning. And the young right-hander's work is our Synovus Get There feature.
Check out the last 4 starts. 1-0, .79 ERA. 5.2 innings per start, BJ. That's a win. That's a win for us. 6 walks to 38 punch-outs, and the opponent averaged 161. You've never seen an average like that, right?
Absolutely not, man. You know what? And you look at his last start. To me, he grew up very quick because we talked about Fried when he didn't have his best stuff, grinding it out, getting through 5. And, you know, watching Strider in his last start, he was not efficient, didn't have great command, but he was able to grind it out and get through those 5 innings.
Well, his ascension into the starting rotation, I think, guys, too, is one of the turning points of this season for the Braves. You remember his start on May 30th, his first as a Brave out in Arizona, sort of coincides with when the Braves got hot. That 5th spot was a work in progress for the Braves until Spencer took over. He's gone 3-1 in that starting role. The Braves have won 5 of his 9 starts, while the other men who filled that role 2-8, and the Braves team went 2-9. It's a lot of numbers, but it means quite simply that he seized the opportunity and he stuck with it. And when he goes out, the Braves more often than not win the game.
Keeping us in the game, give us a chance to win, which is all you ask for. And especially, I keep saying this, you don't need 5 #1 starters. You've got to have a mix of all kinds.
Bell took a strike, full count.
Someone who's only 7 starts in, sitting in the 5th starter's role, doing what he does every 5 days for a team that's in contention.
And he lost Josh Bell, who's had a good series. Bell's aboard after an 8-for-13 start at the plate. He walks to start the second, and Luis Garcia is the hitter.
That's a terrific at bat by Josh Bell. I mean, 3-2, throws a slider. I don't know how he held off of that, but he's been that good lately.
And I pitch him carefully too.
Yeah.
So Garcia's up. He's 2 for 10, hitting .296. Garcia's led off for the Nationals in 2 of these games. He's done nice work at the plate. He's had some trouble defensively, as we've seen. And now he's batting behind Bell and in front of Yadiel Hernandez. For the Nationals, who've lost 9 in a row and 12 of their last 13 games.
You can really just look at the difference with the way that the lineups have been thrown out for these 4 days. The consistency of our lineup compared to just them trying to find something.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah, that's a tough job for Dave Martinez,
Oh,
I'll
boy,
tell
it is.
you. I think every manager's dream is just to write that same lineup every single day, but you know, it just doesn't happen anymore.
They've scored 24 runs, guys, in their last 13 games. Have the Nationals. That, a decimated pitching staff, tells you how they are 30 and 63 on the year. As Strider strikes out Garcia, that's his second punch out. 1 on, 1 out, and Yadiel Hernandez is the hitter.
What a beautiful slider here. Gets ahead. That's the one that you just can't lay off.
Yeah,
Looks like a fastball for the longest time.
And that's the one Josh Bell did lay off. It tells you what type of hitter Josh is versus Garcia. But it also tells you Strider is trying to be careful with Josh Bell, not give him something to hit.
It's no secret what Strider's game is. He brings the heat. Upper 90s fastball. The slider starting to cook. Amazing stat on Spencer. 7th in the National League with now 112 strikeouts. Spencer has done that in just shy of 72 innings this year.
That's amazing first pitch right there, because every hitter's coming up there looking for that 99, and Hernandez was geared up for 100. He gets the slider, swing and miss. Good first pitch. Now he says catch up with that fastball.
That reaction right there from that pitch shows you just what's going to make Spencer special. He missed his spot by a foot, still got a swing and miss, but was disgusted with himself.
Strider's throwing strike 1. He's throwing strike 2 as well. And there is strike number 3. Hernandez is down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts. 3 for Strider in the game. 2 outs.
Tried to go up and away and then missed the spot down and again. But with 99, and it just must be so hard to pick up, especially after.
You can get away with that, you know, missing your spot when you throw 99 or 100. I mean, these guys can't catch up with it, especially down and in.
Michael Franco is the hitter. He's got a homer in this series. 8 on the season, a .235 average. He's the Nationals' designated hitter. Strider's thrown strike 1 to 6 of the first 8 Nationals hitters. It's that time to Franco, but evens the count at a ball and a strike.
That swing and miss on that strike 3 pitch by Hernandez really just shows the difference between what you can get away with velocity and not. Very rarely you're going to see someone swing at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in that location looking like that.
And now they're swinging at the disappearing baseball. There's a 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Oh, that's sick.
No, that's pitching.
Oh my.
Strider a pitch away from striking out the side for the first time today. Bell leads at first. Here it is, and it is fouled away.
How did he touch that ball? Up, away, out of the zone, and Franco managed to foul it off. That ball's by him. Come back with that 90-mile-an-hour changeup here. You just went up in the zone. If I'm a betting man and I was hitting right here, I'm looking down.
And that's where, as pitchers, we're going to try and think what you're thinking.
Right.
switch it on you.
Cat and mouse game. I love it.
It was the slider. It was off the plate, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and it was down. So a couple of choices for Spencer here with 2 outs in a scoreless inning. Little tapper, soft contact. Riley bare hand. He's got it. Throws wide to first. Olson can't get it. Heading toward third is Bell. Heading toward second is Franco. And the Nationals get a big break. They've got second and third with 2 outs on a slow tapper that turned into a wide throw from Austin Riley at first base.
You might get a base hit right there on an E5 on the throw.
Did everything right, just pulled the throw. Great effort.
Yeah, we've seen him make this play so many times.
So it is a hit and an error. And the Nationals have 2 in scoring position with 2 outs, and Ede Adrianza coming up. Adrianza hitting 185 on the year. And a quick strike, 0-1.
I really like Adrianza when he played with the Braves. When he first came up, I mean, he made a huge impact for the Braves early in the season.
How many big hits did he and Pablo Sandoval have when the Braves offense got out of the starting block slowly last year? Now Strider way ahead of him, and this is where Spencer's been good. When he has runners in scoring position and 2 outs, it's been very impressive. League hitting just 136 against him in these situations. And he's got Ede way behind 0-2.
Spencer's going to want to make a better pitch on 0-2 there. They caught way too much plate.
Yep. That's the last thing you want to do is speed up a hitter's bat on that slider. Maybe a heater up and in.
Good try. That one low, but a nice block. That's the other part about trying to bounce a pitch with 2 strikes. You've got the first run potentially 90 feet away. So a little more pressure on the Braves' young starter and young catcher, William Contreras.
Well, that's the difference in Contreras. Last year, that ball might get by, but this year, it is not.
So a 1-2 count now. Here it is. And a line drive curling and foul off the net.
Love the fact that Rosario is playing slightly to the left field line.
Michael Harris shaded that way too. They don't think Adrianza could pull one of Strider's fastballs here. So another 1-2 pitch is smoked into right center field. That's down for a hit, and the Nationals will score 2 runs. A 2-strike hit from Ede Adrianza. The walk, the infield hit, and the error come home, and the Nationals have a 2-0 lead.
And that right there is exactly what I was talking about. You don't want to speed up a hitter's bat by throwing him that 87, 88 mile an hour slider, and he did just that. Just too much of the plate there. You can't afford to do that with 2 runners on.
Might have been the right pitch, just wrong location, too much plate. Back-to-back sliders that he's left over the plate now. He's going to want to dial that in quickly before it gets away from him.
So Victor Robles is the hitter, the 9th place batter for the Nationals. And some bad luck for Strider too. Let's remember Michael Franco, as soft a hit as you can have. That ball takes another hop. Maybe it's an easy play for Riley, and this inning comes to an end with nothing across. But it's 2-0. And Robles takes high. 1-1. After a very efficient and quick first inning, now Spencer up over 40 pitches, and he's not out of the second yet. So he's got to 2 strikes. Can he finish off Victor Robles?
Stick with the fastball.
No swing on the 29th pitch of the inning. Ooh. We've seen less rung up. So swing on the house for Robles here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, and the pitch is hit high in the air to left. Rosario on the run at the bullpen gate, won't get it. Victor Robles has hit a 2-run homer. So the Nationals making Strider pay for some 2-strike mistakes here in the second inning.
Exactly, Chip. This is a fastball again, middle, down. Trying to go away. Victor Robles put a really nice swing on this. It's the first time I've seen him put a swing on that this year like that. Just out of the reach of Rosario's glove.
So a good visit here for Rick Kranitz. Can the infield hit kept the inning alive. Then the Adrianza 2-run hit. Robles now a 2-run homer, and after a leadoff walk, the Nationals have scored 4 runs.
That's exactly right. The 3-2 slider to Bell. Now he has to do exactly what we've seen from guys all year long. Just battle through, get yourself some innings, figure something, take something from this outing. We're not out of this yet. Keep it there. This offense can come back and score.
So back to the top of the order we go, and Cesar Hernandez, who rolled out to the shortstop. So it's the Nats' turn with 2 outs to do some damage. That's off the net to the left. Strike 1.
Haven't heard that a lot.
The Nats fan cheer?
Yeah.
Oh, 0-2. Braves have some work to do heading into the 3rd inning. They'll have Robbie Cano, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna coming up. But you can see the frustration for Spencer Strider here. Over 30 pitches in this second inning.
That's been the miss too. Glove side misses, couple of bounce changeups. That's the 3rd one I've seen bounce changeup. Fastball trying to go up and away. He's pulled them down and in. Something mechanical, something timing.
And Rick Kranitz has the bullpen phone ringing with the Nationals batting in the second inning. 4 runs across, a 2-2 pitch. In the air toward left field, and Rosario, glasses gleaming, puts that away, and that will retire the side. A 2-run homer, the big blow for the Nationals. They enjoy a 4-0 lead.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
The Nats are trying anything to cool off the Braves in this ballpark, where the Braves have won 14 consecutive games. They've got some work to do if they're to extend that, trailing 4-0. A-list memberships are on sale for next season. You'll get the best access to seats at the lowest prices, including postseason priority access. Along with A-List membership, you get discounts on parking, food, and merchandise at both Truist Park and the Battery Atlanta. For all of your membership options and benefits for a full or partial season commitment, go to braves.com/A-List.
Well, Peter, how many pitches you think Ramirez is going to throw before they get to the bullpen?
I would think 40 to 50 pitches. This might probably be, depending on how it goes, might be his last inning, but this is exactly what I was just looking at. They still have to get us out 7 more times with a bullpen game, and we've seen what the bullpen has to offer in the first 3 games.
Robinson Cano with a 1-1 count. Leads off the Braves third. And rolled over foul. It's 1-2. Two former Mariners are squaring off here. Cano has seen Ramirez before. He's 3 for 8 with a double head to head. Let's see if he can start a rally. The Braves have 1 hit. That was from Dansby Swanson in a scoreless first inning. And on the ground into shallow right. And an easy peg to first takes care of Cano. That's 6 straight retired by Ramirez. 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Michael Harris is coming up.
To answer your question, BJ, I hope this is his last inning.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Pitch count on what? Up to 28? It's not bad.
Here's another one of the big stories for the Braves. Remarkable turnaround starting around the 1st of June. The addition of Michael Harris. What he's done offensively, hitting 9th for the Braves, what he's done defensively for center field, and the ripple effect defensively and offensively, guys, that has caused for Brian Snitker this year. Well, we all knew this kid was a plus defender, but if you had said approaching 50 games he'd be hitting .284 with 10 out of 10 stolen bases, I think everybody would have said, wow.
Yeah, I remember talking to Brian Snitker when he first came up, and you know, everybody still had that big question marks. Wasn't sure, were we rushing this guy up, how he's going to react. And I remember like 10 days later talking to Snit about it, and he said, wow, this kid is impressive. You know, he's going to go through his ups and downs. Everybody expects that. But so far, I mean, he's held up well.
1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. And look, the trading deadline's coming up in a little over 2.5 weeks. Adding a player from your system who is as impactful as Michael Harris is just like making a trade.
Yeah.
Except you didn't have to give anything up. You already had him. And the Atlanta kid has made the adjustment. He's had a great first half. 8 homers, 26 RBIs, 9 doubles, 2 triples. Big home run in this series to break a 2-2 tie. The throw he made to erase Garcia at the plate earlier in the series.
Just a difference maker he's made in the outfield defensively.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball. That one's well hit. Robles on the run at the wall. He's going to leap and make the catch. Harris gave it a ride. If he pulled it 5 feet, he might have an extra base hit. Instead, he's a tough luck second out.
Good approach. Michael Harris stayed back on that pitch. Just missed. Got the wind blowing a little bit.
Ramirez fired up about that catch from Victor Robles, who's always been an excellent glove man in center. And he's had a big hit as well today. So 2 outs for Acuna. Ronald, the Braves DH. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Ronald got the day off yesterday. Started working on his home run derby preparations. He'll lock horns with Pete Alonso in the first round out in LA.
Look, I think the game plan for Acuna for almost every pitcher is to get in his head, throw up and in early in the count, and frustrate him. And we've seen that too often this year.
So for the fans who may have missed my question and your answer, to repeat it, how does Ronald get them off that inner half?
Well, one, he just has to let it go. I mean, at some point you got to figure, okay, this is the strategy that they're going to do to me all year long. When that ball's up and in, don't even think about it. Don't get mad. Just go back up there and be yourself. I mean, he's such a good player. We know he has the power, and he can spray the ball all over the field. But he has to get back to feeling comfortable. When you get thrown in there so many times, it'll get in the back of your mind, and it will affect your at-bats.
Just seems to be in between right now.
Yeah. But that will make you in between, because now you can't dive back in there and drive that ball away, because in the back of your mind is up. He may throw another pitch inside, try to hit me. I mean, it's tough to do, but you got to figure it out.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for Ronald here in the Braves' third. And that's out of play. His return was obviously one of the bright moments in the first half. April 27th was when Acuna came back from his reconstructive knee surgery. Batting .270, 8 homers, 22 RBIs, and 20 stolen bases here in the first half.
And Peter, you notice that it's always early in the count, almost first pitch, second pitch. Now they go away and throw good pitches.
On the ground to short, and a bad throw, but Bell is able to come off the bag and apply the tag, and the Braves are retired in order. 8 up, 8 down, 4-0 Nationals. Back at Nationals Park, where world champion Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Great to have Peter Moylan, Brian Jordan with me here at Nationals Park. We'll hear from Paul Byrd in just a bit. Got to turn this score around. It's 4-0 Washington as we head to the bottom of inning number 3. Spencer Strider had to throw a lot of pitches in the second, guys. Got to 2 strikes, but couldn't finish off 3 of the last 4 hitters, and that cost him the game's first 4 runs.
It did, but still a chance to bounce back, have a nice quick inning here, get the fellas back in the dugout, swinging the bats again, and start this comeback.
Keibert Ruiz leads off for the Nationals, hitting second today. Action has begun in the Washington bullpen. Looks like Jordan Weems is up, so might be 3 and out for Erasmo Ramirez. Again, a bullpen game planned for Davey Martinez today. Two balls and a strike.
The reason I talk about one of my keys was the finish strong, because you want that momentum going into the second half. The last thing you want to do is have a bad outing today and you got 4 days to really think about it. That's when you get in trouble.
Down the line, foul, and into the seats.
And that's the same with pitching and offense. You really want to end on some positive notes, have some momentum going into that second half.
The second half will start for us Friday night at Truist Park. The Los Angeles Angels come to town. That is a rarity in interleague play. The American League West team featuring Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani will be in Atlanta.
One of my favorite players, Mike Trout.
I think they just announced that Ohtani's going to start that Friday night game too.
So you don't want to miss that. As Ruiz did miss that pitch, 4 strikeouts for Strider. That's out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. That's going to be the great thing about the scheduling next year. I can't wait for it. will face every team in the major leagues, not just once every 3 years, or in the case of interleague play, seeing a team like the Angels come into your ballpark once every 6. That'll help market the game's great stars. Angels fans will see Acuna and Strider and Dansby Swanson. We'll get to see Trout if he's healthy, and Ohtani too. Here's Soto. Back where it came from, right over the second base bag. And the peg to first in time, efficiently, 2 outs.
Well, thank you, Juan.
And here's Bell. He walked and scored in the second. We touched on it briefly yesterday. The contractual status of Juan Soto was a huge story in baseball and in these parts yesterday. Reports say he's turned down a 15-year contract to stay with the Nationals. He's under team control the rest of this year and the following 2. So the Nationals do have time to figure out if they want to trade him or even if they can trade him. That not necessarily the case, guys, with the man in the batter's box, Josh Bell, who many think will be moved by Washington at the trading deadline. And the way he's played in this series, you'd think there'd be a lot of suitors. He's had a good run at the plate.
Well, the way he's played all year. I mean, you're not winning. It's so easy to be frustrated and let your play go down, and he hasn't done that. He's the same every time he gets out on the field.
The other part is there's only really 2 threats in this lineup. I say that now that you look at the bottom of the lineup and they've done some damage today, but when you look on the surface, there's really 2 threats. So he would have got pitched around a lot too.
Yeah. Without Nelson Cruz, who just missed the last couple of games.
So here's Strider again, 3-0 with Bell. A walk started the rally last inning. And that one finds the mark, strike 1. So one more pitch will send us to the 4th inning. That pitch, of course, hopefully a strike with 2 outs and the bases empty. 4-0 Nats. Braves will have Dansby Swanson, Matt Olson, Austin Riley coming up.
That would be what the doctor ordered. Quick inning for Strider.
Up the middle, big hop, and Dansby behind the bag makes the play. Strider rallies with a quick and efficient 1-2-3 third. All right, let's get the kids some offense. Who better to start it than Dansby next?
Braves down 4-0 here in Washington in the 4th. If you heard Brian Snitker talk about Matt Olson, he has a lot of great things to say. It's not just the 17 home runs or the 59 RBI, the great defense. It's the fact that he is a consummate pro, shows up every day and goes to the post. Oh yeah, he's got the consecutive games played streak going in all of baseball. Let's check it out. Guy doesn't miss a day. How about it? 227. Dansby Swanson on that list as well. Our buddy Freddie Freeman and Trey Turner. Some pretty good names. Now here's the catch. On our Hyundai consecutive game streak, Matt Olson would have to play to the year 2036 consecutively every game to catch Cal Ripken. He signed up for a long time with the Braves, guys. Can he do it?
Why not, Bertie? I just hope that the 4 of us are around to see it. It's a long way away.
That's a good one, Chip. That's a good one.
That's a long way away.
But you know what? The last 5-10 years of my life, if it's any indication, it'll be here.
Bertie, we lost you. You okay down there? 1 ball, no strikes for Dansby. As that sweeps off the plate, this is Jordan Weems following Erasmo Ramirez. They went 3 innings of 1-hit shutout ball. And that missed outside. Let's see if a Braves rally can start with a walk. And yes, for those of you concerned at home, Bertie is down there. He's with us. He's had a little bit of a microphone problem, but I think everything's good to go.
You got me, guys?
There you go.
What's going on?
You left us for a second. We got worried.
I'm not sure. Maybe the heat. The effective velocity down here in the well is about 115 today.
Stay hydrated, Bertie. As the Braves and Nats wrap up this series, it's a 3-1 count from Weems, and now a 3-2 count for the Braves shortstop.
But I got to add something to what Bertie was saying, man. It is so hard today to be able to play every game. You know, with all the nagging injuries, the slumps that guys have, managers normally giving guys breaks. I mean, it just tells you a lot about each one of these guys wanting to be out there every day.
I agree 100%, BJ. And you know what, too? You got to have a little luck. Like, you can't get hit in the foot or break a toe, or you can't pull a hamstring, and you can't do a lot of things that I guess are even out of your control. You know, if you get hit with 97 on the back of the hand, you need a few days off. So it's other things that come into play as well. Got to eat well, got to stay in shape, got to get your rest. And then you got to just want to be out there every single day.
Especially in the humidity of hot Atlanta.
3 balls, 2 strikes for Dansby Swanson. And there's a bullet up the middle. Dansby's 2 for 2. He's going so good, he's wishing the first half would never end.
Exactly.
74 hits for Swanson since May 23rd. Here come the Braves and Iron Man Matt Olson.
It's a good job staying on that fastball. Was actually running back across the middle of the plate. Kept his head down, shoulder closed. Man, taking it right to the All-Star game.
Baseball's filled with historic numbers. Already mentioned Cal Ripken, 2,632 consecutive games. Olson's about 2,400 behind him as he swings and misses. BJ, you talked about Eddie Rosario. Cycle on 5 pitches. That streak may never be broken. Is Cal's record the one that's never going to be broken?
Yes, never. I just don't think you can do that anymore. I don't think managers or organizations will let you do that anymore. They want to keep guys fresh during the year.
No balls and a strike. And a shot past Bell into the right field corner. Dansby around second, on his way to third. Wash is going to give him the green light. It's another double for Olson, and the Braves are on the board. 34 2-base hits for Matt Olson, and he whistled that under the glove of Josh Bell, who had no chance. And here come the Braves, their second time around. It's a 4-1 game.
This ball club is never out of it. Dansby gets it started with a single, and how about the red-hot Matt Olson? Fastball up in the zone. You don't throw Matt that pitch. Pulls it down the right field line. What do you know? Another double for Olson.
Why do you think teams keep attacking him there, even though he proves that he can get to that ball?
Well, it's because the way he holds the bat way out, and they feel like with all that extension out here, I can get inside on him. But he is so quick in. It's amazing. I talked about that in spring training when I first saw him this year. I was like, how does he hit like that? And I slowly watch how he gets his arms back and stay in that extension. But his hands are so quick that, you know, not too many people can hit like that, but he's done it most of his career, so don't change.
Austin Riley hits and takes high. On the replay of the Olson hit from the low camera by the plate, the reaction time of Bell tells you how hard that ball was hit. He was holding the runner, and he couldn't even get his glove over in time. The ball hit right by his right foot. He barely moved. As that ball's into center field, Olson got a late break, and he'll be stopped. And the Braves have 3 consecutive hits here with nobody out. Austin Riley with a 13-game hitting streak entering the All-Star break.
Chip away, Beach.
That's right. And that's, you know, we talked about my keys. Hey, keep it rolling. These are the positive things you want to think about going into the All-Star game in their case.
So as we said earlier, when you have a bullpen game, the reward can be you can give an offense trouble. The risk is when that door opens, you might find a guy that's having an off day. And right now, Jordan Weems is having exactly that. 3 straight hits.
You also have to factor in that you have now Steve Cishek, who's been a setup / closer majority of his career. He's now warming up in the 4th inning. He's out of his routine. Every guy that's out there is out of their routine. They're having to come in earlier than they used to. So it's advantage us as far as I'm concerned.
And then how about this too, guys? You got Ramirez, who throws a lot of off-speed pitches, keeps you off balance, and then you bring in a Weems. What does the Braves hit best? The fastball. And he's trying to blow it by these guys, and that's just not going to work.
Olson's ball off the bat was 106+ miles an hour, an absolute missile. And this is what I was talking about before. Look at how Bell had no time to react.
By him.
Yep.
And I felt that plenty of times when I moved to first base late in my career.
You didn't like that too much, did you?
I did not like it. Holding the runner and then looking for that bullet to come at you. Did not like it at all.
So 1st and 3rd, a run in for the Braves. Eddie Rosario tapped back to the mound. Jim Hickey made a quick visit. And now the pitch skied towards center. Robles will back up. That should be deep enough, you'd think. There's the catch. Here comes Matt. He's going to tag as the throw comes in to second base. Rosario puts it in play, picks up his 4th RBI, and the Braves pick up another run. It's 4-2.
Getting the job done, Peter. That's what you're up there for. No outs. Man on 3rd. Hit the deep fly ball. Get him in. Which is not easy, by the way. We've seen it too often.
So still only 1 out. A chance for Duvall to tie the game. Adam hit a fly ball to center.
And if you didn't notice right there, Robles going back to catch that. Austin Riley did a great job of getting back to first base.
Drawing the throw.
And drawing the throw in the 2nd. If he was even thinking about going home, Austin Riley took that away from him.
Little things.
Little things.
High fly ball hit to left. Yadiel Hernandez can't get that. That's off the wall and poorly played. The ball will ricochet back toward the infield. Riley will score, and we've got a 1-run game.
Wow, Peter, we were just talking about Adam Duvall. See ball, hit ball. He lined out the deep center field last at bat. Man, just missed a home run there off the wall. A little slider, tight slider right there, but that was about 89 miles an hour slider.
Great job getting to that.
Yes. But this has been the difference of the ball lately. He's starting to get to those balls.
That fastball up and out 2 nights ago. Maybe got that swing going.
Yep. The confidence is back.
And so are the Braves, who are down only a run. Jordan Weems retired 1 of the 5 hitters he faced. He's allowed 3 runs, 4 hits. And the Braves are a single away from tying the game. And Steve Cishek is on in the 4th in what's now a 1-run game. 24th RBI, and we were talking between breaks. Another great trend of this Braves team. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where. They give you a finish. They are never out of a game, especially with all the power they possess. But here today, guys, 3 runs, 4 hits, no homers yet. And we've got a 4-3 score.
And that's a great thing about this offense. They don't have to do it with homers. They have, but
sure can.
These guys can keep the line moving.
So Steve Cishek, who pitched yesterday, is already in his 40th game. And slings that up there for William Contreras, who struck out looking in the Braves' 2nd.
Contreras has been so good in this situation also. Running second base, scoring position. Able to put the ball in play.
Cishek's been around a long time. 12 big league seasons, a career .283 ERA. That is more than respectable. Averaging a strikeout per appearance over his big league career. And a dribbler hit toward third. Adrianza will make the peg to first, and Bell held the bag. That's the second out of the inning. And now it's Robinson Cano versus the long-arming Steve Cishek. Let's see if that's advantageous for the Braves here in the fourth. Atlanta's offense has gotten Strider back in the game. It's 4-3 Washington.
Cishek has the ability, like Darren O'Day, to elevate that fastball, so it makes him a little bit more effective against left-handed hitters.
Like that. And you were saying, Peter, that was a pitch you could never really master in your career.
It wasn't that I couldn't master it. I just never really felt the need to throw it because the focus on top of the zone didn't really come to me. I was always focused on sinker down, slider away off that. I really think that I could have opened up a whole different style of pitching had I learnt how to just elevate that fastball a little bit.
Boy, if we had it all over again, the stuff we know now, Peter.
Outside for Cano, 1 ball, 1 strike. And I would imagine that is tough for a pitcher when you're taught down, down, down. To learn how to pitch effectively up, it has to feel quite unnatural.
Yeah, my arm angle and the way that my ball would shape made it tough too.
Bell will flip to Cishek, who puts out the fire, but the Braves rally with 3 runs in the 4th inning. Swanson a single. Olson an RBI double that almost clipped Josh Bell. Riley a single, a sac fly, and a Duvall double makes it a 1-run game heading to the home 4th.
Classic is back. Qualifying rounds of the 2023 World Baseball Classic take place September 10th through October 5th in Panama City, Panama and Regensburg, Germany. For information, visit worldbaseballclassic.com.
Always a fun event. One that changed Peter Moylan's life.
Some would say for the better. But you have to sit with me every day, Chip. You may not.
What do you think, BJ?
I think it changed them forever.
Bottom of the 4th inning.
Just like this offense changed Strider's mindset.
Great segue, Peach.
Yeah, you like that.
Well done.
You guys are on top of your game the final game of the first half.
You're right, though. He has a job to do. He's been brought back to life by the offense. 1-run game. Nice quick inning last inning.
On the ground, Cano can't get to that. So a leadoff single. Garcia's aboard. And Yadiel Hernandez is coming up. One thing you can always bank on when you face the Nationals, and that's a chance to get a double play ball. For a team that's really struggling offensively, 94 double plays hit into in 93 games. That's an astoundingly high number. And Strider would love some soft contact at someone here to minimize his 4th inning pitch count. Hernandez has hit into 9 double plays. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen that in the first half.
Not that many double plays. Wow. I don't know, but that's just bad luck or what?
1 ball, no strikes. Up and away, and 2-0. Lights are on here. Getting cloudy at the ballpark. The humidity is really rising. There is a chance of rain later this afternoon. We had a near 2-hour-long rain delay yesterday here at Nationals Park. The 2-0 pitch. Guys are stretching, walking around in the Braves bullpen. Spencer up to 68 pitches. He has yet to record an out in the 4th. Second inning trouble for him. He breezed through the 3rd. Now behind Hernandez, 3-0. The pitch. Strike 1. What has characterized Spencer's first 7-8 starts is the efficiency with which he pitched, guys, even though he piled up a lot of strikeouts.
But the last couple of games, we haven't seen that efficiency. So is that a concern for you, Peter?
Not a concern. I think he's learning every single time he goes out there, as we say. Not just lineup to lineup, but himself. He's got to learn how he reacts under. Today's a very, very humid day. The ball's going to be a little bit slippier than what he's used to. He's got to work his way to get through that. Maybe that was the second inning issues.
Well, his last start, he had that same problem when he kept picking up the rosin and his hands sweating.
Full count pitch. Runner holds. And it is high. Ball 4. Single and a walk after the Braves just gave Strider 3 runs. Now he's got 2 aboard and nobody out.
Now you see the bullpen scrambling out there.
Drew French, the Braves bullpen coach, answers the call. Let's see who gets up first. As Michael Franco is the hitter. His infield hit turned the course of the inning around in the 2nd. A slow roller that Riley got to. He had to charge in hard on the infield grass, threw off balance and wide of first. That put runners at 2nd and 3rd, and then a single and a 2-run homer later, the Nationals had their first 4 runs.
Franco's been calling timeout an awful lot the last couple of the games.
What do you think that is?
I don't know whether it's a strategy of his to get the pitcher, you know, out of his game. Because you guys don't like us calling timeout when you're set and almost ready to go. So does that frustrate you guys in any way?
Over and over. If it happened multiple times in an at-bat, well, you can see the cat and mouse game. They usually do it. Some guys will step off.
Yesterday he did it 3 times in 1 at-bat.
Okay.
And I was saying, wow, I know Max Fried's starting to get mad out there. And you could see Max's demeanor a little bit. And he started bearing down with 97 on him.
Two strikes on Franco. With nobody out, 4th inning. And a little chopper right toward 3rd. Riley looks to 2nd, throws the peg to 1st in time. Runners advance 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Not sure if Riley could have gotten to the 3rd base bag on that play, but he gets the sure out, but the runners advance with 1 away.
Yeah, I was a little surprised there. I thought he was just going to tag 3rd. You look at Swanson pointing over 3rd base like maybe he thought it was a lot softer. And you got the Garcia, Speedy Garcia running. Don't want to take a chance, like you said, get the sure out.
Now Adrianza the batter. The Braves sped his bat up, and he followed with a 2-run single. On the ground. And that'll cost the Braves a run. A ground out. Adrianza, a 3 RBI day as Garcia comes home to score. Yadiel Hernandez is frozen at 2nd. There are 2 outs.
Now I know Riley's kicking himself saying I would have tagged 3rd base right there. Could have had the double play and got out of the inning.
I think because it was a slowly hit chopping ball, he was running to charge to get the ball quick enough to stop your momentum and turn around and go to third might have been a bit tough. Maybe just carry on going and throw to first.
So Robles, a 2-run homer his first time up. Nationals back in front 5-3. Remember, the inning started with Garcia hitting a rolling ground ball into right field. Hernandez a walk, 2 ground outs later. Garcia comes home to score. Little pop. Dansby is there, and the side is retired. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. To the 5th we go. Michael Harris leads off. It's a 2-run Nationals game. Austin Riley made a decision on the run on a Michael Franco ground ball. He threw to first instead of going to the third base bag for the first out. It was a step in on the bag. It would have been close, I think, for him to stop and turn. But after the inning was over, Dansby Swanson during the inning talked with Austin Riley, and then Ron Washington. This coaching staff's always coaching, fellas. What do you think he was saying to the Braves third baseman?
Well, he was probably telling Austin, hey, you're an athlete. You know, you're so athletic, you can make that play where you just catch it running in and just stop and tag third base. You get that lead runner there, they don't score that inning. It's just a learning moment. I get it, Austin Riley. It's instinctive. You're running forward just past the bag. You want to get the sure out. You don't want to be in between and get no outs.
Yeah.
And the sadness of it is, as you said, Adrianza hits a routine ground ball to short that would have probably been a double play, and the Nationals don't score another run.
And the great thing about that conversation, Dansby Swanson right there, the leader of the infield. And I think Dansby commented to Riley too after that play and said, yeah, he probably should have went to third base there. But great teammates look out for one another. Great communication.
As Michael Harris leads off for Atlanta and fouls that back. Harris hit a drive to center and was retired for out number 1. Steve Cishek begins his first full inning. He got the Braves in order with 2 outs in the 4th inning after Jordan Weems allowed 3 runs on 4 hits after retiring just 1 batter. Fly ball hit towards Soto in right. And he'll move over to right center a touch and makes the play for out number 1. Back to the top of the order. Ronald Acuna Jr. is coming up. First, a quick word from Bank of America. Ronald's out on 2 ground balls today. Looking for his 2nd hit of the series. And again, first pitch sequence inside.
Peter, now you starting to feel me, Peter?
That one behind Acuna. Did it clip him on the way by? Apparently so. Ronald's taking the gear off. And Cishek with a miss inside and then a miss behind the Braves leadoff man.
I know we're concerned about Ronald, but there is a deeper issue here, I think. We're seeing so many people getting hit by breaking balls. Now, what's the biggest difference this year?
Pitchers don't want the hitter to come out there and get him. That's why.
Is that what it is?
But yeah, you can still throw a slider and hit a guy because that's what you want to do.
You telling me that Cishek was trying to hit Ronald Acuna in the backside?
Well,
with
you just do a fastball sinker in to move his feet, and then you come back way in.
No, you're trying to go
slider.
away with it, though, BJ. That's the point of the purpose pitch inside is to go away after that. He's tried to throw the slider away, and it's spun out of his hand because he can't get a grip of the baseball.
Okay.
79 miles an hour off the butt cheek is not something Ronald's going to be concerned about. 91 back-to-back inside, yeah, I'd have something to say about it.
Yeah, but still, as a hitter, I don't even want you throwing it. I know you got to do it, but do it in a respectful way down and in, not throwing me back off the plate almost every pitch early in the count.
Both breaking balls.
I don't care if you roll it up there.
You should care, because you're not trying to hit someone with the breaking ball, BJ. You're never, ever, as a pitcher, ever going to try and hit somebody with intent with a spinning breaking ball. First of all, it's too hard to control it.
Okay.
And if you're going to do it with a purpose, you want to make it hurt. You don't want to make him maybe spin off and, like, you see what I'm trying to say?
I hear you. I hear you.
1-1 pitch. That pops out of Ruiz's glove. What's funny about the sequence with Acuna, the ball never hit him. He had a pad in his back pocket, and that's what the ball hit while it was sticking up and out of the back pocket, kind of like BJ's wallet. You know, it's so low that there's. Yeah.
Paul, I got to ask you, man. Acuna, everybody's throwing in over and over. I don't care if it's a curveball, fastball. You hit me, I'm going to be angry.
I agree 100%. I understand what Peter's saying. You're not going to hit somebody on purpose with a breaking ball. He's correct. I understand what you're saying, BJ, and I'm not trying to be a politician. When you get hit with a fastball or a breaking ball over and over again, it's frustrating. It's your career. It's your livelihood. If you can't throw inside, then don't throw there. And I understand the hitter's point of view, too. How'd I do?
And you know what? As a hitter, at some point, we're seeing it over and over happen to Acuna. So
Dansby down on strikes, asks if it would have been called strike 3. I think the answer was yes. And that's the second out.
So at what point, Paul, as a hitter, I have to get angry and earn my respect from you pitchers, because every time I don't go out there and get somebody, the next pitcher feels like they can do the same thing.
Yeah, and you know, without trying to reveal too much on TV, it's a fact of the game. When you're a pitcher, you protect your hitters, and you don't have to hit the other opponent to make that point, but you do have to throw up and in. You do have to say, knock it off. You can't continually throw at a guy, hit him, and it be okay. So, you know, yeah, I think pitchers are also getting frustrated with what's happening to Acuna, and it will be interesting in the second half or the rest of today to see what happens. It's hard to protect a guy, though, when he gets hit with a breaking ball. But I understand when it happens over and over again, yes, it's tough to watch.
And that's what got Ronald. What was so egregious, the pitch was behind him. I mean, it was as bad a miss as you can have. Luckily, it hit something in Ronald's back pocket, not him, as that's inside, and Cishek almost nailed Matt Olson. Matt's had a great first half, 60 RBIs, 34 doubles. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. Now 1 extra base hit from 52. As we mentioned, Ozzie Albies reached that total for the Braves 4 years ago. Hope Ozzie's doing great. Can't wait to see him come back at some point after the break.
I want to say this, guys. I love our broadcast. I love the passion in the booth right now. Hitter, pitcher talking. Don't get that elsewhere.
Yeah, man, Peter about to go at it in here.
I didn't know.
Acuna has hardly moved a muscle at first. The pitch is off the plate, but fouled away, and Matt's still alive at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You guys go at it, Peter, but you better know something, because I've seen BJ in those sleeves.
Olson represents the tying run for the Braves in the 5th. 5-3 game. Ronald's running now. And Cishek's all over the place.
That's my point, right? It's, if there was intent, I would 100% admit I'd probably jump down there and help protect Ronald myself. I just don't think, and I can say with 95% certainty, that there was 0 intent from Steve Cishek.
Bell backs up. Acuna takes off, and strike 3. Not even close.
Oh my goodness.
That's 8 inches off the plate. Jose Navas calls strike 3 on Matt Olson. That's as bad a call strike 3 as we've seen all year. Man, oh man. I'm all for hunting strikes. Look how it was caught. Not even close. Matt, they owe you one later. Braves out of luck in the 5th. Matt Olson still shaking his head, and I think justifiably so after he got rung up on a terrible 3rd strike call. I mean, the way it was caught, that ball never had the plate.
That was terrible.
Good pitch.
What would Schwarber do here early this year? Remember when he didn't get the call? And he just lost it. That a baby. I like it, Matt.
That was bad. Look, they miss him every now and then. And I think you could give the pitcher Cishek the benefit of the doubt. If Ruiz had framed that ball with the pocket of the glove facing the plate, he caught that ball with the pocket facing the batter's box. And that was a critical situation in the game. It would have prolonged a Braves rally perhaps. So now as we head to the 5th inning, the day is done for Spencer Strider, who went 4 innings and gave up 5 runs to the Nationals today with 4 strikeouts. What do you think of Spencer's day today?
Just not sharp. Just not able to command really much at all. Second inning was tough. The leadoff walk for me was on a 3-2 slider. Really set that inning in motion. Good comeback in the 3rd, but just never really able to get consistency with anything other than a 4-seam, and even that was erratic.
So Dylan Lee is on after pitching 2 innings on Friday night with 3 strikeouts. And that's called a strike. 3-1. Hernandez, Ruiz, and Soto, the first 3 for the Nationals, a 5-3 game.
Is that cause for concern with Strider? That's 2 in a row where command was not as crisp as you would like.
I think he's going to take the 4-day All-Star break and really sit back. As I said, he learns so much from each start. He's going to go away, come up with an idea, come back strong as ever, especially with these 4 days off. As I said, it's been such a massive whirlwind for him the start of this year to now.
Nice comeback for Lee to get Hernandez. There's out number 1. Well, if you look deeper inside the numbers for Strider's game, look, let's be fair about it. He got a ground ball from Michael Franco that if it's hit 1 mile an hour harder, it's an inning-ending ground out. Instead, it turns into an error, speeds up the bat of Adrian, so that was a mistake that cost him a couple of runs. And then Riley's play at 3rd base. If he has that to do again, he steps on the bag. Batter later, you've got a double play. You give up 2 runs, you might have a lead right now. So personally, I don't think it was all bad.
Right.
But there were a couple of plays that certainly changed what the line will look like after 4 today.
And we'll look to things like that to justify the outing for Spencer.
Right.
He won't. He will look at those and he will try to work as hard as he can to fix them.
My concern is the efficiency. He was so efficient early on in the last 2 games. He threw a lot of pitches.
Is that a product of the book now? More video, more tendency, more understanding of pitching patterns facing Strider, who's now thrown 74 innings?
No, I think we've seen 2 different Striders. There was the first time through the St. Louis Cardinals where he felt like he was not missing a spot. He had the slider working as well, if you remember. He didn't throw a lot of changeups that game, but he had 2 quality pitches working. Today, he didn't have anything working. He had a good velocity on his fastball. Location was off. Couldn't throw his slider for a strike when he needed to. Didn't have an 0-2 or an 0-0 slider. And then the changeup was just hit and miss.
But the first inning, he came out there with all that command.
Sure.
And then the second, it was just a totally different pitcher.
Well, we've talked about it from an offensive standpoint for the Braves, how uplifting it is for an offense to get 2 out or 2 strike hits. The same's true for a pitcher, and I would think, Peter, especially a young one, learning how to pitch with 2 strikes when you don't have your A+ stuff. So a couple of 2-strike mistakes cost Strider in that 4-run second. The Nationals lead 5-3. As there's strike 3 called. Back-to-back punch-outs for Dylan Lee, who's thrown 2 2/3 innings of late with 4 strikeouts against the Nationals.
Fastball down and away, perfect spot, perfect location, well framed by Contreras. And it was a a perfect strike call too.
He's been so good. I mean, quiet as it's kept, he's been huge out of this bullpen. And he's a guy that's been in high leverage spots.
That's a big reason why there. 0 walks across the last 64 batters faced.
Juan Soto, lefty versus lefty here. And that buzzed the tower inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Soto 0 for 2.
That was the first pitch inside to Juan Soto. Is that okay, BJ?
That's good.
Okay.
Let him know I'm coming in there.
Fly ball center. And Harris is underneath, and Dylan Lee buzzed the tower, gets Soto to pop out. He's 0 for 3, and Austin Riley leads off the 6th in a 2-run game.
Just unstoppable. Gotta take it all, not gonna take a fall. Unbeatable, just unstoppable. Gotta take it all, not gonna take a fall.
What a week it's going to be for Austin Riley. With 5 of his teammates and his manager and coaching staff, he's off to the All-Star game for the Braves. 1 of 6 players representing the National League. Austin will lead off inning number 6. And this is what he's done, guys, over a spectacular 2-week span.
You know, he's just so dangerous, man. As a pitcher facing this guy, it's like, what can I do to get him out? He can drive the ball the other way, up the middle, and he can pull it if I try to sneak one in on him. Just a complete player. Not just hitting offensively, but defensively. Just does everything right, and he's just in his 2nd full season.
Austin with a 4th inning single and 1 of the 3 Braves runs scored. He will face a Braves teammate, Carl Edwards, who pitched briefly for Atlanta last year. Atlanta's liked what they've seen from Carl this season. A lot of time left in this game with the Braves Thunder attack, as Edwards brings some heat and gets ahead with strike 1.
Just to go back to that strike 3 call last inning, we would have had runners on and Riley coming up.
Correct.
I mean, such a massive call.
That's why I think, as baseball purists will say, there's so much on the line in these games. The automatic strike zone is probably on its way, because that was a momentum changing call. 1 pitch can swing an entire game, and I'm not saying the umpire deliberately blew it, but he missed it clearly. And with every pitch being monitored now, and let's face it, there is action on every pitch now in Major League Baseball. There's a lot riding on getting the calls right. That time Navas appeared not to. But you got to put that behind and go back to work with 12 more outs, down 5-3, trying to sweep the Nationals. And a swing and a miss. That was nasty. And Riley's down on strikes. The last 3 Braves hitters are down on strike 3. We'll welcome you to Hyundai Sunday, the Braves and Nationals from Nationals Park. Atlanta's got some work to do if they're to extend their winning streak to 15 games in a row in this ballpark. What's so amazing about that is the Nationals do not have as much as a 10-game winning streak of their own in their home ballpark. The Braves have been absolutely dominant here their last 4 or 5 trips here to DC. Eddie Rosario, a sacrifice fly, plated the 2nd Braves run. He's swinging the bat better over his last 10 games. He's got a couple of home runs. Remember, Eddie missed a couple of months with retina surgery. And the balance he brings to the lineup has certainly helped, and he's a good defender too.
Yeah, and I remember the situation when Brian Snitker brought him up. You know, the perfect scenario would have been keep him down there for another week, but why not learn in the big leagues? And Peter, you said it's almost like we got a new player in the trade, because he's been a different player after surgery, and he's still working his way back into shape.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Mets and Cubs playing at Wrigley. Mets 1, Chicago nothing. Cubs messed up a rundown play that led to the lone run in that game. Braves and Mets separated by 2.5 games in the East. We will see them a lot in August. And the final 3 regular season home games at Truist Park are against the Mets. Strike 3, Rosario frozen. Edwards has come in throwing smoke, 2 up, 2 down, and Adam Duvall is your hitter.
Pitching in reverse again. BJ cut the breaking balls to start it off and then went 98 top of the zone to finish him.
Yeah, he went straight fastballs to Raleigh also. Locating well.
Carl Edwards has playoff experience, and wonder what kind of value he might bring back if Mike Rizzo decides to move the slender right-hander. He stares down Adam Duvall, who has an RBI double. Yadiel Hernandez got too close to the wall, and as the ball bounced back toward the infield, that allowed Austin Riley to come home and score from first. Back toward us, pretty close, but out of reach.
It's that high fastball. The ball can get to that pitch, which is, we saw him crush that for a home run. That's like 4 inches over the line, and he's still able to get to it.
Edwards ready is 0-2.
That's Ruiz's fault there. You can't call that. He blocked him off standing up and then went down to catch it. You're not going to get that call. No way. How's he supposed to see it?
Well, he missed his spot. You're not supposed to throw that strike.
Take advantage of a swing on the house. Adam, the pitch. And he couldn't. Edwards struck out the side. Breaking ball gets Duvall. And our game moves to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-3, the Nationals lead.
Welcome back, everybody. 5-3 Washington. Unfortunately, we're down. I got to tell you this, though. I'm with the...
Let's try it another inning.
That's the great Juan Washington. I was going to introduce you, but you don't need a new introduction. How about the left side of the infield? How excited are you, these guys, going to the All-Star team?
I'm very excited. They deserve it. They put in the work. They put in the time. They are certainly two of the best left-sided infield guys in the game, and they work at it every single day, so I'm very proud of them.
I know you're a part of that. You're the first one at the field in that dugout before anybody else. Right side of your infield's not too shabby either.
No, it isn't. Again, they're the same. They work hard at it, and you know, I'm just so proud to be a part of it. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky, very blessed to have those guys to work with.
That's Ron Washington, the best I've ever seen with the Fungo. He is fantastic, works hard, and has a big part in these guys' success.
Back up the middle and out of reach. Robinson Cano dived over the top of that ball. And Josh Bell bangs a single up the middle for a leadoff hit here in the 6th. He's got to figure out how to get Josh Bell out. That's his 9th hit in this 4-game series. And here's Garcia. He singled and scored today.
Well, that's one way to get out of town. Keep hitting. Somebody's going to trade for you. And, you know, you look at veterans like Josh Bell, I mean, you got to be thinking that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, that's the part of it. I think that people who sit in my chair or the fans at home and talk about the trade deadline, you get excited about the players, but I don't think we ever can possibly factor in the human emotion of it from your standpoint. The uprooting that takes place emotionally, geographically, familially, all that has to factor in. As this one is on the ground to Dansby, the Braves are in a shift. No chance to get 2 on that with a fast runner. Bell to second, BJ with 1 out.
Well, I can tell you personally, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster. I remember, you know, I never thought I'd be traded, but then all of a sudden you hear your name in some trade rumors,
right,
and, you know, leading up to the deadline, and you're trying to focus on being yourself every day, but then you're kind of mad at your organization for even thinking about trading you. Now it's a little different in these guys' situation because you're having a bad year, and these guys are competitors. They want to win. So you got to step your game up, but it's an emotional roller coaster come trade deadline.
I think for someone like a Josh Bell, the excitement of potentially getting traded, whereas if you're on the other end of that trade, you're thinking, man, here I am about to go to the playoffs, and they've just traded me away to replace me. That's the emotion that, man, I couldn't handle that.
How hard is that to juggle the on-field performance with dealing with family? I mean, your whole life gets uprooted, not just your baseball career.
Well, I can tell you that too. I got traded in the offseason where I didn't see it coming. You know, I had 3 terrific years here in Atlanta, matter of fact, and you know, coming off a really good playoff run, and I didn't see it coming, guys, and it happened to me where I had to kind of refocus, man, because you're talking about moving from Atlanta to the West Coast out in LA. Well, I've never been a part of the West Coast. It was life-changing for me, and you know, I went out there with an attitude I was going to prove the Braves wrong, and boy, did I start out bad. I mean, holy cow. I was like, after the first month hitting 154, they were booing me in the starting lineup. But it quickly turned. You know, it's a learning experience. You go out there, you play for yourself, you play for your organization, and that's what I did, and turned my season around, and they started cheering after a while.
That's what happened to Lane Thomas, the hitter for the Washington Nationals here in the 6th inning. They got him from the Cardinals for John Lester. The other side is, if you're a young player like Thomas and you've got players behind or in front of you and you're backed up, as tough as it is to leave a winning team like St. Louis, you get a chance to start fresh and new and maybe play every day with a new club.
That's definitely a different feel to go somewhere where you can play and you're wanted and you're celebrated every day you're out there. That's a good place to be in.
Strike 2's not a good place to be in against Dylan Lee. Lane Thomas just struck out. Lee has 3 of those in an inning and 2/3. Man, oh man, has he been impressive. And Maikel Franco's coming up.
I said it last time he came out. He's just in attack mode, doesn't waste time, doesn't waste pitches, just comes up, grabs the ball, and comes at you.
So Franco 1 for 2, an infield hit, and he scored on an Adrianza single. 5-3 Nationals. We're in the 6th inning of Game 4. Little pop into shallow center field. Harris will not have a play. Bell off with the crack of the bat. And Maikel Franco has an RBI hit, and the Nationals extend their lead. It's 6-3.
Certainly was a crack of the bat. I think he actually broke his bat. Another good pitch. Change up away, just off the end of the bat.
That's when you say your bat died a hero. Driving in a run.
And a good job by Adrianza to tell Bell, you're going to score without a play. Take it easy. And now Adrianza's up. The former Braves hurt us today. He's got 3 RBIs. In fact, the 7, 8, 9 men for the Nationals have driven in 5 of their runs. That's the kind of production we've seen from the Braves lower third.
That's right. We talked about that coming in the game. You look at Josh Bell, Soto. Those guys are the ones you don't want to pitch to, but when you're back in the lineup, steps up.
And I shortchanged them. They've accounted for all 6 of their RBIs. The 7, 8, 9 guys. Beg your pardon. I forgot about Adrianza's ground ball out that scored a run.
This guy has to feel good about it. Former Brave getting a chance to get back at him.
6 runs, 6 hits for the Nationals, 3 runs on 5 hits for the Braves. And this one popped up. In foul ground, Matt Olson will have room to put the squeeze on that. And the side is retired. A run on 2 hits. We're through 6 in Washington. Thanks for joining us. It's 6-3 Nationals. Okay, Trevor, thank you very much. Yeah, the Cubs have had chances to really help the Braves out in both games yesterday. They had a chance to win it in extra innings, but just couldn't make contact offensively. And today, a messed up rundown play is the only run as they continue in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here in Washington, we move to the seventh. Braves have some work to do. They're down 3 runs, and they'll send Contreras, Cano, and Michael Harris up against Carl Edwards, who struck out the side in his first inning. On the ground to short. And a good throw this time from Garcia. That's often a flip of the coin, but the first man is retired here in the 7th inning. Here's Cano. He's 0 for 2. And before he bats, here's a quick message from Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete. Sauce like you mean it.
Cano is grounded out to the right side twice. They play him to pull here with 1 out. And that missed downstairs. 1 ball. No strikes. Phillies are winning again. They're beating the Marlins 4-0. Phillies clobbered them yesterday. Down in South Florida, the Braves have a comfortable lead over the 3rd place Phillies, whom we'll see quickly after the break.
Kyle Schwarber hits his 29th home run in last night.
He's the #1 seed in the home run derby.
Yeah.
Looks to be in good form heading west to Los Angeles. And rolled over foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's just lost their closer. So who do you think will take over closing duties for them today? Maybe a Finnegan?
That's my guess. Hunter Harvey got whacked around yesterday. Weems is already out of the game. Got Machado available as Cano shoots one the other way. Long throw, Adrianza, and Bell can't hit long. There's a break for the Braves. Cano's aboard with 1 out. We will await the scoring. Adrianza had a range to his right. Looked like he threw off his back foot just a bit. And that hit Bell in the glove. He's got to make that play.
Make that play.
DJ, you make that play, right?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
And now look at the part of the lineup that we're up. Got a base runner on. You go from having 2 outs, nobody on, to all of a sudden we're a base hit away from bringing Ronald up with 2 on.
And the Braves are taking advantage of that all series long. See if they can do it again.
Swap to the air. Show of bunt for Harris. Michael's 0 for 2. He's flied out twice.
I love it.
I would have loved to see him drop that bunt down third base. That would have just adds to his game, you know.
Well, reaches on an air. They gave it to the wrong guy, I thought. They gave it on the throw. So give Adrianza the E5.
Wow.
I'm not sure if my scorecard's going to get edited or not, but I actually put 3 in there.
Me too.
Okay.
You're not alone, Pete.
That does help his trade value. 1 fewer
It
error.
does, yeah.
Something to think about.
You're always thinking ahead, Chip. I love it.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. So Atlanta's going to bring the tying run to the plate. And it is the top of the order. Error and a single. Carl Edwards proving he's human. Michael Harris with his 4th hit of the series, and the Braves have a rally going.
And Michael Harris, the second, is starting to figure it out again. He was 1 for 18 coming into this series. It's a big 2-run homer, but even his outs are much better. He's not swinging out of the zone. He's letting that ball get in that zone and taking good whacks at it. Hit a ball deep center his first at bat. Then another fly ball to right field. Just making those adjustments once again.
First and second with one out. And Acuna back to the screen. Strike one.
What better way to get your home run derby off to a good start than a game-tying 3-run Jimmy Jack here.
Especially after being hit by the pitch your last at bat. Good way to get back at him, Peter.
His last homer came against the Nationals and Eric Fetty on July the 8th. So Ronald is overdue. Edwards will provide the power if you can beat him to the spot. And a good take evens the count.
This would be awesome if he could come through with a big hit leading into the All-Star break.
They play him straight away. Infield and outfield with a 1-1 count. Popped him up. And that's headed right for Soto. Over quickly to his Robles, and a collision. But the ball held on to. Who's got it? It's Robles. And Soto saying, what are you doing over here? It works out for the Nationals, 2 away.
We know how good Robles is as a center fielder. He can get to a lot of balls. He actually beat Soto to the spot.
It's his ball too.
It is. The center fielder is the captain.
So Robles and Soto will talk about that when the inning ends, but hopefully it's not for a while. Dansby Swanson. Here he is again, guys. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. He's got 2 hits and a run scored today. Don't have to get them all back here, although that would be nice. Let's keep this inning going. Dansby sitting fastball, got a curve instead. Strike one.
Did not want that pitch. I don't blame him. Looking for that heater.
Wow, that ball bounced way in front of the plate, and Edwards has to come all the way from the mound and back up by the Braves on deck circle.
That was such an incredible job of blocking that ball. You watch what he consciously takes his hands out of the way and tries to block it with just his chest protector.
Talked about this young kid.
Wow.
Well, you coach, keep the ball in front of you.
So you're not usually trying to do it with a curveball that bounces at 50 feet.
So that cost the Nationals a couple of bases, where a single now could score 2.
And in the back of your mind,
can't throw it
what
again,
you do
right?
with your curveball last pitch.
So let's see if Dansby can rifle a ball to a gap here. That's outside.
Good take. Good take.
Now Dansby can get up. That sets up a very interesting matchup. Matt Olson's coming up. Remember, he was rung up on a ball that was not even close to being a strike. You know, he's expecting some payback.
Nationals don't have a left-handed reliever either.
So all that trending in the right direction for the Braves. Edwards, the 4th pitcher to work in the game. Ramirez, Weems, Cishek. And now the rangy right-hander who sets. Throw it again. So it's even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That would have got me too. Because I'm saying no way he's going to throw me a curveball and bounce this thing. I'm looking straight fastball just like Swanson did, and wow. It's a gutsy pitch.
I know Bertie has said if a guy will throw a pitch 3-1, he'll throw it 3-2. Is the same true 2-1 versus 2-2? We're about to find out. The runners lead the pitch. Nope, it was a fastball way off the plate.
Wow, with first base open right here. As a hitter, you're sitting there like, curveball. but he throws 96, 97. You cannot get off his fastball. And this is where Dansby's been so good in these situations.
What are you looking for here?
I got to be looking fastball. Right?
The 3-2 pitch for Dansby. Ball 4, and they are loaded. Edwards wanted that call. So this ought to be fun. We'll see if Olson has anything to say to Jose Navas as he steps in with the bases full, and you see the catcher's movement again. Ruiz up.
Yeah, you can't blame the umpire for not being able to see where that pitch is with all that movement from Ruiz. It's a hard enough job trying to see where that ball crosses the plate without someone standing up in front of you.
Great job by Dansby taking that pitch. Not sure if I could have taken that pitch 3-2, guys. But Dansby got it. Bases loaded.
And the Braves taking advantage of the throwing error from Adrianza that gifted them Robinson Cano as a base runner. Harris singled. Now with 2 outs, Swanson walks, and Matt Olson is coming up. He's had a gigantic series for the Braves. 6 hits, 8 RBIs, and 11 RBIs for Atlanta in the last 6.
This almost sets up perfectly for Matt. Loves the high fastball. Carl Edwards likes to come up and in with that cutting fastball, but you've got to be aware of that bouncing curveball. He will throw that.
I don't know if he wants to do that now with the left-hand hitter up there. See the big league Cano is getting at third base.
Inside, ball 1. Bullpen begins to work for the Nationals. Machado is up. Matt Olson, in case you wonder, has 4 career grand slams. One here would turn this game upside down and put the Braves in front.
Guys, this is one time I would think about stealing home. With the shift they have on. Look at Cano walking down the line.
If Carl was winding up, 100%, but from the set he could just step off and throw it to plate. He's facing him. Even if a lefty was on the mound, you'd maybe think about it.
Strike zone narrowing for Olson. Ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Perfect pitch. No complaints about that one. Not much Matt would do with it anyway. 2-1. He's still ahead in the count. Swanson, Harrison, Cano, first to third on the base paths. 2 outs, 2 on. Pulled a string on it. Slower curveball that time, and Edwards back in the count.
What a gutsy pitch right there.
The Braves are down 3. The tying runs are on base. The pitch. Now he has to throw a strike. That hit the plate. 3-2. The ball's been somewhat in and out in this inning for Edwards. What's he going to come with now with a payoff pitch?
I mean, I've got to think that you've just got to sell out for the heater.
No, I think he's coming with a curveball.
That's right. Okay.
You know how you pitchers try to outthink hitters.
I know. I don't know that I could throw my second best pitch right now in this situation.
Rays fans hoping for a hit. Runners go. Little squibber toward the mound. Edwards has it, and his flip to first is in time, and that retires the side. The Braves load the bases on 1 hit, but can't pull closer. Washington maintains a 6-3 lead. It's time to send you back to our Atlanta studios for the stretch. It's presented by Synovus. Trevor Scales and Nick Green are standing by as we continue from our nation's capital in Washington. 6-3 Washington as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher on for Atlanta. It's Tyler Matzek. He'll follow Dylan Lee, who gave up a run in his 2 innings of work. Boy, it's great to have Tyler back, looking more and more like himself, guys. And what can you say about the Atlanta bullpen that has dealt with its share of injuries this year? Matzek's absence for 2 months, Kenley Jansen for a couple of weeks. Atlanta's bullpen has truly been a strength for Brian Snitker's club all year.
It really has. The names you're not going to recognize, but the guys that come out of that gate every night come out and do a job. Doesn't matter what situation you put them in, they seem to get it done. Tyler Matzek's been working his way back. A couple of really nice outings. Hasn't really been in a high leverage situation yet, so I feel like he's still working his way back to that, where we can see him come out on a daily basis, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, really dominate second half and lead us into the playoffs.
And he'll face the 9-1-2 hitters for the Nationals. And in case anybody reaches, you've got Soto lurking 4th for Tyler Matzek. Robles a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. Our game started by Spencer Strider. If you're just now joining us, approaching 4 o'clock. Nationals lead it 6-3. Strider gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. 4 of the runs came in the 2nd. The Braves scored 3 times in the 4th. But tack-on runs in the 4th and 6th have extended the Washington lead. Popped up. And Dansby drifts back. He says he has it. And that he does. 2 pitches, 1 out for Matzek. Robles is retired for the 2nd time. And Cesar Hernandez, the hitter.
And guys, it also says a lot about Alex Anthopoulos and his scouting, because, you know, you come into the season, you got high expectations on the guys who were very successful last year, but you also got to prepare yourself by going out and having guys in reserve just in case. Big move, go out and get Chavez, bringing him back. And how about Jackson Stevens? He's been huge.
On the ground, right to Robinson Cano, and his pegged first, 2 outs.
So guys, different guys just being available, stepping in there, and they've done a terrific job all year long at bullpen.
We have the trade deadline coming up, but let's not forget we have Kirby Yates. Kirby Yates threw an inning last night, 2 punch-outs in the Florida Coast League. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
So that's another arm you can throw back there. This guy saved 40 games for San Diego back in 2019.
That's right.
And 2020 was tough because he was dealing with the elbow. Now he's fully recovered from that. That could be the hairy righty we need in the back end of our bullpen.
Keibert Ruiz is in the box and takes a strike.
Hairy by nature, not by...
That's my given name. I thought you were talking about me. I'm 57 years old. I can't throw anymore. As the Nationals catcher's in, he's 0 for 3 and has struck out 3 times in today's game. As we said, the Braves bullpen numbers ERA-wise have gone the direction you want them to go. They've gotten better and better with each passing month. The Braves July ERA right now, a fantastic 2.68. Averaging a strikeout per inning pitched. 8 out of 10 in saves, and remember, the bulk of that was done while Kenley was out for 2 weeks.
And I failed to mention the guy that just pitched, Dylan Lee, how good he's been.
On the ground to short. Dansby gets a hop he likes, and a perfect throw. Tyler Matzek continues to roll along. It's late in Washington. 6-3, Nationals in front.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
We're off to the 8th inning. 6-3. Washington has the lead in Game 4 of our series. The All-Star break begins tomorrow. We are back with you for more Braves baseball after the All-Star break, beginning at 6:30 on Friday and Saturday evenings from beautiful Truist Park. The Angels will be in town. Braves baseball is presented by Truist. That's our look ahead after the All-Star break. For your Atlanta Braves, who are trying to come back and win their 57th game today. They've got 6 outs left, and Andres Machado is the 5th pitcher to work for the Nationals today. Austin Riley leading off. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Riley will take a 13-game hitting streak into Friday's action. One thing the Nationals have done so far today, they've kept the Braves in the ballpark. Another impressive streak for the Braves on the line in these last 2 innings. Atlanta's hit 11. Has had 11 straight road games with at least 1 home run. So no time like the present to pull a little closer. Riley ahead in the count 3-0. Not close. A leadoff walk with a 3-run lead. Thank you very much. And Eddie Rosario's coming up. He's got a sac fly and an RBI.
Cardinal sin there.
That's exactly right. This late in the ball game too.
Yep.
Braves got a break with a 1-out error in the top of the 7th. Loaded the bases. As Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, he's going to wear a worn path to the mound this year for the Nationals. They're trying to snap a 9-game losing streak in today's play. And while they talk it over, let's enjoy a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Pete, I got to ask you this question. I mean, you just threw 4 pitches and all of a sudden the pitching coach is coming out to talk to you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like he's got no faith I can get the next 2 guys out, and he's trying to get someone loose as quick as he possibly can. He sees something that he wants to adjust, but it also feels like he's trying to get the reliever as much time as he can because of what he's seen from that first batter. He wasn't close with 4 pitches.
Yeah, and Finnegan is up in the 8th inning for the Nationals bullpen. All the Braves runs came against Jordan Weems in the 4th inning. He retired only 1 hitter. And a swing and a miss. A changeup. After a 4-pitch walk, he swung at the first pitch.
I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, right now you need base runners. You're behind 6-3. You know, got a pitching coach out there. You got 4 balls in a row. Got to be patient in that situation.
Fly ball center, but playable for Robles. Another changeup. And there's out number 1. Back to first is Austin Riley, and Adam Duvall is your hitter.
Yeah,
so
you got
Rosario over 3. Big part.
You got to keep the pressure on the pitcher right there after 4 straight balls. That would have been ball 1. Now all of a sudden it's a different at bat. You know, he swings at a bad pitch. Now you're giving that pitcher confidence.
What about the theory of, okay, the coach has just gone out there, you're just trying to feed a strike, first pitch fastball? Obviously that's a theory because it didn't happen, but that's what in the back of my mindset maybe.
And I agree if it's a tie ball game or you're ahead in the ball game, but not down by 3 late innings. You got to be patient.
Duvall was there. Sinker missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Adams 1 for 3. He'll be followed by William Contreras here in the Atlanta 8th. This is where the Braves have shined all year long. 8th inning, 9th inning against opposing bullpens. They pull another rabbit out of their hats on the final day before the All-Star break.
Good swing right there, man. I mean, Adam is on every pitch. Even the tough pitches he's fouling off, keeping the bat alive.
So a 2-strike count for the Braves right fielder Adam Duvall today. Machado thought that was good enough, but that was inside, even count. Braves have their most wins before the All-Star break since the 2003 season, with 56 of them. That club won 61 times.
Wow.
19 years ago. And this great run started around June 1st. The pitch. That's popped up. Will it stay in play at the plate? Looks like it will. Ruiz in foul ground, back pedals. That's the second out. It was a promising start to the 8th inning. Now is in the hands of Contreras with 2 outs and a man aboard. The Braves started June with a 14-game winning streak, won a franchise record tying 21 games that month, and have not looked back. So far in July, the Braves sizzling too. They're 12-4 this month. Pending the outcome of this wrap-up game with the Nationals. First pitch swing and off the end of the bat. Robles is tracking that to the warning track and 3 steps away from the scoreboard, hauls that in. He makes all 3 putouts, and the Braves send this game to the bottom of the 8th inning, down 6-3. Plays that we've seen from the Atlanta defense this year happened here on Thursday. Michael Harris, with his unbelievable throw, turned into our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Wow, what a game-changing play right here. Washington Nats coming back on the Braves, but with this play, he stopped everything. And Michael Harris, wow, you can't say enough about this kid. Ever since he's come up, it's been a different team. But against the Nationals, already in his career, he loves playing against this team. 7 games, 3 home runs, and 7 RBIs. He continues to impress. What a great start for him in his career in the first half of this season.
It almost feels like they undersold the quality of talent that he was in AA, because I've been nothing but impressed since he got up here.
Tyler Matzek back to work for the Braves. He'll face Juan Soto here in the 8th inning. And that's off the plate, ball 1.
Interesting. This will be the 4th multi-inning appearance in a row for Tyler Matzek.
Well, you almost had to bring him back after just 6 pitches in that first inning.
Now lefty with Soto as that's taken downstairs. Want to get your guys some work because you got 4 days off, and then the calendar picks up right away on Friday night with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout and the Angels. And let's face it, after the All-Star break, the schedule for the Braves will not be doing us a whole lot of favors. It is going to ratchet up when the games start to mean even more. Angels, Phillies, Diamondbacks, the Diamondback Series Alumni Weekend at Truist Park, July 29th through the 31st. Then after an open date on August 1st, Phillies, Mets, Boston, Miami, Mets, Houston. Those are the first 3 weeks of August on the schedule for the Braves.
It's not going to be easy.
No, but as you've said, Brian, this is a team that for whatever reason rises to the challenge. The better the competition, the better the Braves seem to pitch, catch, hit, and play. And we'll see if that holds true when the calendar moves into August. Soto drives that ball to right. Duvall as far as he can go, and Soto has hit a homer, lefty versus lefty. He is something else.
Can't say enough about Soto. When you think you got him down, you don't. 0 for 3 coming into that at bat. That's a good pitch. Fastball in. Able to get the head of the bat out there. Big hit for him.
Got behind in the count though, had to come back with the fastball. Hit his spot, but Juan was sitting 1 pitch. Got it, didn't miss.
3-1 count. Great hitters are going to make you pay.
So his 20th home run is our T-Mobile coverage cam. He extends his on-base streak now to 26 straight games, and the Braves, who have a bunch of games left with the Nationals, I suggest they trade him to someone in the American League before we see Washington again.
You got to witness. See, I never got. I caught the back end of Barry Bonds. Now, the only thing that I can liken what he's doing right now is to the kind of role that Barry Bonds was on back in the day. It feels like if he gets one pitch to hit, he just doesn't miss it.
You know, great hitters have a zone. And to become great, you stay in that zone. Barry Bonds stayed in that zone. He would take his walks just like Soto. And if you make that mistake, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. And that's what I see in Juan Soto.
This ball hammered toward Harrison center, and Michael retreats and makes the play. 1 out. Another player comes to mind for me, and that's Tony Gwynn. Another guy that had great plate discipline. He didn't hit for a lot of power, but that's not to say he didn't have power, Brian. He could hit 30 home runs if he chose to.
Look, if Tony Gwynn had to play in this age game, he would have a lot of home runs and power. I mean, the guy had power, but he didn't care about power because he wanted to score 120 runs and drive in another 120 runs. You know, but today's game, it's about power. And you're right. That's another one of the greatest hitters ever, Tony Gwynn.
Who never struck out. By never, I mean seldom above 40, if ever.
Right.
But just the sheer fact that we're talking about those two names in the same breath as Juan Soto is incredible to me.
Well, and another name that's come up is, and it almost sounds sacrilegious, is Ted Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, Soto is having a down year batting average wise, but with his power, with his discipline, with his approach, there's some who think he's a possible guy that could hit in the high 390s, if not 400 someday.
Especially with some protection around him.
Exactly right.
You put him in the middle of that Yankee lineup, how scary would that lineup be?
Lined at short, and Dansby handles that. Luis Garcia is the second out. Lane Thomas will check in. But first, a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Our wonderful stat man Wiley just sent me a text. He said, wow, this is incredible. I'm going to have to wait till in between pitches to read this one. Over his last 8 games, Juan Soto has homered 4 times while drawing 10 walks with no strikeouts. No player has had an 8-game span like that since Barry Bonds in 2004.
Right.
Small sample size, I know, but again, it's something that he's doing that's relating to Barry Bonds.
And then when you look at the extended numbers for his career and look at where he is historically and project where he's going out, you can understand why his representatives are saying 440 for 15 years might not be enough.
What does that $29 million per year look like in 15 years?
Right. I'd sure like to find out, though. The pitch is popped by Lane Thomas out toward Robbie Cano, who drifts back, puts that away, and that sends us to the 9th inning. The Braves need a big rally. They're down 7-3 here at Nationals Park.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Xfinity, supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity, and by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Braves down 7-3, but how about this? Alumni Weekend coming up. The Braves are proud to host Alumni Weekend July 29th through 31st when the Diamondbacks come to Atlanta. The weekend will include Alumni Parade through the Battery on Friday, the 29th, the Home Run Derby competition, Braves Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and alumni autographs on Saturday, the 30th. And a live broadcast of Behind the Braves podcast on Sunday, the 31st. Find all the details at braves.com/alumni weekend.
Nicely done, BJ. I know you're ready for the Home Run Derby during Alumni Weekend, right?
Not really. I got to get a couple of cortisone shots, and I will be ready.
Okay. Better hitting through better chemistry, right?
That's right.
And how's that going to work out, the home run competition? What are the ground rules?
Well, I think the ground rules this year is we're going to probably, Jeff and I, pick our teams, and I think we're going to do that live via Zoom. And then it's a matter of showing up and performing. I think everybody will have one round, and they'll make a decision who wins. No more overtime like Jeff and I had to experience the last time, where I think I swung like 5 rounds. I was so tired after that event. Oh my goodness.
You guys were toast.
Yes.
You guys were toast. Well, that'll be fun. And Alumni Weekend is such a great event. Dale Murphy, for example, comes back to visit. He, among other Braves legends, will join us as Robbie Cano's the hitter and couldn't check his swing.
BJ.
Yes, Paul.
Who do you want pitching to you, me or Peter?
Well, the fact that you and I went to the All-Star game in '99, nothing against my man Peter. I got to go with you, Birdie.
Okay. I kind of like that, but then I don't know if that means you think I give up more home runs.
Well, you better give up more home runs in this competition.
This is just shaping up to an old versus new, if you ask me.
Wow. A lot of four-seamers coming right down the middle, BJ, underhand.
Hey, and especially when I got a report that Peter wanted to throw overhand. So, yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I can handle that, Peter.
Are you guys going to be mic'd up?
Yes, you know we will be.
Oh, awesome. Can't wait for that. And we can't wait for Braves Live postgame after the Braves mount a 9th inning rally. They're down 4 runs. Their long winning streak in Washington and against the Nats overall is on the line with these last 3 outs. And that sprayed foul out of play by Robinson Cano starting the 9th. Win or lose, it's been a great first half for the Braves. Atlanta at the moment 19 games above 500. And the race with the Mets is going to be great over the final 2.5 months. Finnegan ready. The pitch just inside. The Mets have taken a lead in Chicago 2-1 at Wrigley Field. They're in the 6th inning. Well, all those games have been close, but the Cubs just haven't been able to break through yet. Atlanta got 3 runs in the 4th inning. That's the sum total of their offense. And since the end of the 4th inning, they've picked up 1 hit. So the bullpen game for the Nationals has been problematic, as this one is ticketed for the left field corner and just foul off the bat of Robinson Cano. Lane Thomas tried to track that down, and it's 2-2. I would imagine from a hitter standpoint, the cutter and the bullpen game would be the first 2 things hitters would want to eliminate if they were commissioners of the sport for a day. You agree with that, Ryan?
I would. I'll tell you, early in this game, I hate bullpen games because as a hitter, you're facing so many different guys. Usually a starter, you can hone in on them, change your strategy from at bat to at bat. Unfortunately, the Braves couldn't do that today.
All the rules changes that baseball is considering, one I've really liked was one I think was authored by Jason Stark, Hall of Fame writer. For many years in Philadelphia and now nationally. As this ball's popped up at third, Adrianza will have plenty of room. He called it the double hook. Now that both leagues have the designated hitter, you get to keep your starters pitching. You get to keep your DH as long as the starter stays in the game. As soon as your starter comes out, then you have to put the pitcher or a pinch hitter in that spot in your lineup card. I don't know if that would truly increase usage by starting pitchers, if it would help that matter or not, but it certainly would put a close to teams using the opener a lot. Don't know how you guys feel about that one, but certainly an interesting proposal.
Would certainly make the decision coming up to that 5th, 6th inning a lot tougher for a manager.
Or in a game like this where you throw 6 pitchers at an offense in a 9-inning game. The double hook was what that was called.
As I was explaining, the benefit of having a bullpen game when there's no DH, you can run these guys out as long as they are getting outs. You're not have to worry about pinch hit for them at any time.
That's the other part of the rules change from a National League fan's perspective. If you're a bench player and you have an everyday lineup, as we've talked about with the Braves, at bats are going to be tough to come by. And staying sharp and staying ready for guys like Heredia or Arcia or Cano, using them as a tandem at second base, that's not an easy job.
Yeah, you look at a guy like Heredia. You know, he's sitting and watching an awful lot because you can't pinch hit, switch defense late in the game.
To center, Robles is going to retreat and catch that. And the Braves winning streak is down to its final out here at Nationals Park.
The only time you really see a pinch hitter now is if somebody started over a starter and you need to get that starter in that bat towards the end of the game to try and drive in a run.
Or a game is out of you know, a blowout and you take guys off the field, which we've seen a couple of times for the Braves.
So we've got one out left. Ronald Acuna Jr. in his final at bat of the first half of the season. Ronald is 0 for 3.
Need to end on a good note right here, Pete. I'll take a base hit.
I'm guessing Steve Cishek would be the winning pitcher for the Nationals. Spencer Strider on the hook for the loss. Cishek was the second reliever. And oftentimes it is the official scorer's discretion as to who gets the win when the starting pitcher does not go 5 innings. The man that followed him was Jordan Weems, and he gave up all 3 Atlanta runs. The most effective man was Cishek, who followed and got this game into the 6th. So we'll wait and see. We're not dead yet, though. But down to our last out. Ronald Acuna Jr. with the bases empty. A 7-3 Washington lead. Nothing wrong with this kid's arm. 97. And the Nationals 1 strike away.
Yeah, this is a good piece to a puzzle come trade deadline.
And you'd think he wouldn't come in to another team and go straight to the closer's role. He'd be a 6th or 7th inning guy.
Right.
0-2 for Ronald. And wasted high. Ball 1. Braves Live postgame follows us from our Atlanta studios. As always, Braves Live presented by Xfinity. Great first half for that man's ball club. He and his 6 All-Stars and his coaching staff will jet off to Los Angeles and start their All-Star festivities after this game. Finnegan, a quick trip around the top of the mound. Now he'll get back to the pitcher's slab and go to work with a 2-2 count. Washington does have action in the bullpen just in case Corey Abbott is getting loose. The pitch.
Well, Peter, you get a chance to go out to LA. Looking forward to it?
I am taking the home run derby. Do that every year. It's really a fun event. Everybody in that stadium is just there for one reason, just to see absolute tanks.
And we'll be pulling for Acuna. Oh yeah, first round upset against Alonso.
Good at bat by Acuna. He's fouled off a couple of pitches. Now faces a 3-2 count. Dansby Swanson waits on deck. He's got another 2-hit game, his 22nd of the season. The Braves need a bevy of base runners down to their last strike and their last out. Finnegan ready. Another payoff pitch.
Wow. Finnegan's coming right at him. And you can see, continue to see Acuna keep popping the balls up, fouling them straight back. Got to be dropping that head, Pete. Instead of coming straight down through the zone.
Pitch number 19 for Finnegan. And that is going to end the ball game. Nationals beat the Braves 7-3 our final score. Braves win the series. They had a fantastic first half, fellas, with 56 wins. And now we wish all 6 Braves All-Star players and this coaching staff bon voyage and an enjoyable trip to LA. And then we rejoin action on Friday against the Angels.
Yeah, positive thing is you win the series. Unfortunately, you couldn't win that last game to carry you into that second half. But man, it's a celebrated first half for these guys, and the 6 All-Stars that we have representing in LA. It's going to be fun to watch those guys.
And so much to look forward to coming back too. We've got so much coming back to the team. Second half is just going to be just as good as the first half. I really think that this NL East is going to come down to the last few weeks, and I can't wait to see the Mets again.
And I can't wait to see you guys when we get back to Atlanta on Friday. Really enjoyed the series in Washington. Great job. We will see you back at Truist Park when the Angels come to town. Our coverage on Friday night begins at 6:30 Eastern Time. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani are coming to town for their lone visit to Truist Park. For Paul Berg, for Peter Moylan, and Brian Jordan, I'm Chip Carey. Thanks to our great Bally Sports crew for a fantastic first half. We'll wrap it up for you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. Trevor and Nick do that in the studio next, and we will see you Friday night.